Okay. So, we live?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in and tuning in for Facebook Live for us, Mom Space. So, as you all know, we have started new initiative, and today we have a very dynamic lady as a guest. Her name is Divya Karla. Hi, Divya. Uh, yeah,
Hi,
thank you.
Nidhi, and
Thank
hi,
you
everyone.
for taking time out for us. And so it has though just a 2 minutes brief on Break the Norm. So Break the Norm is an initiative by Mom's Faith. We have started to showcase women and from all walk of life who are inspiring, who has a dynamic journey. So Divya has like agreed to share few insights into her journey. She has like amazing journey. So Divya, would you like to share something like how did you make a shift from a 360-degree corporate career, 9 to 5, settle nice job in US, and it was a brave move. Like what went in your mind when you thought of this major decision? Because of course the family has to go, your everything, lifestyle, your kids' education, everything will change. So what went through your mind, and how did you take this decision?
So so, Nidhi, we were in the US, and we both, me and my husband, had, like you said, rock solid corporate careers. And back in that era, when we decided to move to India, it was more for being closer to our families. It was not easy, like you said. It was after spending a good decade or more in the US, moving to India. So we continued with our corporate life after we moved back. We never really thought of taking the plunge into entrepreneurship, but we realized, as in when we settled here, that it was born. So this is a mom's space, so maybe you guys will relate to it as being moms. I was trying to feed healthy food to my family, and we were trying to find all these organic foods all over Bangalore when we moved here. And 1 year after living in Bangalore, I saw it was like running from pillar to post to find all kinds of healthy organic food items, right? It was not available in one place. And definitely that time e-commerce was not even popular in India. There was no Amazon.in in India. WhatsApp, I think, did not even exist at that time. So there was nothing. I mean, it was very difficult for us to source even organic coconut oil or atta or whatever groceries. So we thought, why not? This is a gap in the market. Why not help ourselves and help others who are like us, who are trying to feed healthy food to their families? Let's start. And we started with a very small group of organic foods. So I was working full time in my corporate life. I was with IBM, but we started this as a side project. We said, okay, let's launch it, let's see, because we know all these manufacturers whom we buy from, so let's get them under one roof and let's launch it, and we'll see how it goes. And it just took off. It just, people, more and more customers asked for more and more things, and they said, why don't you get this? I know this guy who makes so and so, and I know that guy who makes so and so, get him here. So our value prop became tying up directly with manufacturers and getting these health foods directly from manufacturers to customers. And people don't have to go anywhere; they can order from the comfort of their own homes. And that's how we started. We grew over the years from organic foods to Ayurveda to now homeopathy, and then a lot of imported brands for health. So it just kept growing based on customers' needs. We were very clear about it having to be a health focus. We did not want to sell Bonvita and Horlicks and everything under the sun. We wanted to make sure it has to be completely organic, or we grew out of organic. It became like natural. Many small sellers didn't have organic certifications like Navdarshanam and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, that's how we grew. It
If
just
I
happened.
would say, it was more of like a passion. I mean, it was a passion that you wanted something healthy and organic for your kids. So then you tried, bridging this gap. And is it more, I mean, it's more authentic because you trusted these brands and you
Correct.
had your own network. So it was a necessity. Then you shifted as a, business then, right?
Yes, absolutely. You're right. That is exactly what happened. I knew these sellers myself, and I used to visit and make sure that what practices they're following. It was more of a necessity, and over time we realized that it is growing well, and we thought, if we really wanted to grow, we cannot have our legs in two different boats and try to do our corporate life and the business life. So we have to take off that safety net from under our feet and plunge into this and make it fully grow. And so that's why we both quit our corporate jobs and took this full time.
Wow. How did you manage corporate job along with your startup? I mean, of course, it would be too much for you to, I mean, was the support system there for you, or how, it was?
Support system, I would say, having lived in the US, support systems in the US are far better, to be very honest. It was quite a lot of struggle and it was just not easy. There is no work-life balance, Nidhi, when you start your own business. There is no work-life balance. You know, in the corporate culture, we are so used to saying, I have a hard stop at 5 and I have to move on. There is no such thing here. So we work days and we work nights, and we had good support from our friends and family, and that's how we kind of managed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Journey. So 2020 has been like full of challenges, and entrepreneurs like you and go-getter like you also have a lot of opportunities in this thing. How you think iCarry is enabling or empowering small businesses? Because we see a lot of startups coming in, especially into e-commerce also. So how do you see iCarry.in is enabling and empowering small businesses?
See, so iCarry was born again from the need that we saw through ShopHealthy.in. So, like ShopHealthy, we never really went for funding. We were 100% bootstrapped. We were very clear that this is our passion and this is what we want to do. We grew it from the ground up. So we scaled up from a small business to where we are today. So we kind of understood the pain points that every small business faces, right? And over the years, these manufacturers that we were trying to get their products into the market, they started understanding how we work, and they relied on our logistics. So we would, the whole process is automated, right? When you today go to ShopHealthy and make an order, the order goes from you directly to the manufacturer. Let's say it is Sri Sri Tatva or whoever. They get the order, they keep it packed and ready, and our logistics person will go and pick it up and deliver it to the customer. So we don't really interfere unless there is a manual intervention needed or whatever. So these manufacturers said, guys, why can't we do, so some of these manufacturers come from very remote parts of the country. Like, there are small sellers located in the Himalayas or, very remote villages, east part of India. They said, why can't we use your logistics for, our other business outside of ShopHealthy as well? So we said, why not? And because we understood called iCarry.in, and now we know that these small businesses, sometimes they don't have many shipments to commit. So they will not get very good rates from the couriers. They will get really expensive rates. And some couriers will give them good rates, but they will not give them good coverage pan India, right? Or if there are issues like parcels getting damaged or lost, these couriers will not help resolve these issues. That is where we come in. We are like the bridge between these small companies and the courier companies, and we solve a lot of these issues and pain points for the new businesses. I'll tell you an example. So some clients have come to us and they said, oh, we are directly engaged with the courier so and so, FedExes or e-com expresses of the world. They also have direct tie-ups, but they come to us saying whenever there's an issue, it never gets resolved. And that's where iCarry says we have these bulk agreements. We are a big client for these couriers, so we help resolve these issues. Some clients even say that no, we'll go and directly tie up with these couriers because we'll save some money that way and all that. And then they have come back to us saying, oh, it is just not easy to work with these courier companies. Even if I save 2 rupees per shipment, if there is a loss, or if there is any kind of an issue, there is no answer. It's like talking to a wall. That's where we come in. We help resolve these issues. We are your one-stop shop, right? You don't have to worry about shipments. You should worry about growing your business. You should leave these kind of operational shipment-related issues and whatnot to iCarry. That is how we add value to the small businesses. Other than obviously doorstep pickups and COD services and all that they get. These are the other reasons why small businesses will opt for iCarry.
As like how it will help moms who would like to start a small business? Do you take minimum? I mean,
yeah, moms. See, women clients. A lot of them we have. A lot of our clients are women. They make things at home, for example, jewelry, or they do boutiques, small garment boutiques and whatnot. Sometimes they cannot get out of the house, especially now in the COVID situation. They cannot get out of the house. Even if parcel less than 500 grams, they will get charged about 9900 rupees. We will come home. So we will provide free pickup services at the rates that are openly published on our website. So if you go to iCarry.in, you will see, the smallest. So these moms who are trying to do small business from home, they can just go to iCarry.in. There is no charge. There is no commitment also needed. Nothing. You just sign up and you put money in your wallet and you pay as you go. You get charged only for the shipments that you book.
Okay. Because there is no hidden cost.
There is nothing. All the costs are mentioned upfront on the website. Not any. So I have seen no courier in this country will put up their rate chart on their website so openly. And that is our, see, we promise simplicity and we promise affordability and reliability to all the small businesses.
Site, and it is very transparent. All the rates are there. And, quite competent rates, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, see, I'll tell you from Shop Healthy, when we started, I used to myself take my orders in the earlier days, take them to the post office in Kormangla every day, okay? And I know how painful it is to stand in that line, and then get all that done. And I know how much I paid. We have the rates now, and we are competitive even compared to that.
So, considering the current scenario, like there is the moms and family and more getting into the staying healthy and organic and all, have you seen noticeable spike in your business, ShopHealthy.in?
Yes, absolutely. I have to tell you, this whole lockdown experience has been unique for us. Okay, I mean, like I just told you. No, I mean, over the years we've grown just by word of mouth. We don't have the marketing budgets to kind of spend like Amazon or Flipkart or whatever. But this entire March and April month has been so challenging. So you know how this Ayush ministry came up and said, "Oh, this arsenic album is a golden medicine for you to fight COVID." This is a homeopathic medicine that everybody was circulating to each other on WhatsApp. So suddenly we saw a spike for this. There was a huge they were completely shut down, and so we said, sorry, hello, can you hear me, Didi?
No, what is happening is like, we're losing you in between some of the, conversation.
Okay. All right. Can I continue? Is it okay?
Yeah. It's your internet is like unstable. Something like you can see if you something can be done.
Seems okay now.
Okay. So can you just last few lines what you spoke about the surge you saw in Ayush?
The surge, yeah. So all our sellers were in lockdown. They were not working, right? And Amazon was closed, and 1mg was closed, and Flipkart was closed, and everybody did not know where to buy from. And they all wanted this medicine, this golden, mantra called arsenic album. And because we had we have to fulfill this. I don't know how, but so we got into this manually. Everything was automated, but during this March and April month, we started calling people, sellers, and saying, we have to arrange for this medicine. Our people really need this and whatnot. So we had to really manually babysit every order, and we had to arrange these medicines, even sometimes go and get them and pack them and ship them ourselves. Because all the sellers were not working. It was just completely back to the earlier days where we had to sit and form these packaging assembly lines in our homes, and it was quite something. But so it was a huge spike in sales, but also a lot of manual work that we did. Now obviously things have settled down again. People have come back from lockdowns, and Amazon has come back, and so things have kind of calmed down. But yes, the 2020 has seen very different times. Challenges for us.
Yeah. So for any challenges you personally faced, professionally, you faced in during lockdown, and what strategies for both the just a second. Okay, so any challenges you faced during the lockdown, and what strategies you put into place, because this lockdown was new for everyone. It is a very unique kind of thing. It's not a natural calamity. It's not a military thing or nothing like that. It's something which we are unprepared and we were unaware of. So any peculiar challenges you faced and which you really nailed it or maybe not, or some failure or success story you want to share with our friends?
So I was giving you this example, right, about this arsenic album kind of a medicine. So the challenge that I faced and that most businesses I faced is all the people. So some were working, some were not working. We had a set of sellers who were just not working because they were in the lockdown situations, right? And I said, we had to find.
1 minute. There is one more aircraft going. Okay, fine. Yeah. So the challenges you said about
Yeah.
our search.
So see, everyone at this point has had time to sit down and think of unique ways to kind of grow their business. For us, the spike in sales happened, but we had to then fulfill those orders, right? We saw so many orders coming in, but how do we fulfill them when our sellers were not working? So we had to find unique ways. We had to start calling everyone we could call, every supplier, every shop in Bangalore, outside Bangalore, to source these kind of medicines. Instead of just saying, sorry, lockdown, we are shut and please buy from elsewhere, we decided we will take this challenge head on, and we worked days, we worked nights. We used to, take the risk of going and sourcing these medicines, even on the courier side, going and getting these permissions, because these are essential supplies, right? And then we had some customers who were so sweet. Some of them called and said, I don't mind waiting. You send it to me after a week. Some said, I know I've ordered 10 of them, but I know there's a shortage in the market, so you can give 5 to others who are needy. So
Wow.
I came across so many different types of people, right, in these 2 months. Everything, Nidhi, we had to do it ourselves, including customer service, including order packaging, including sourcing of these medicines, everything. Because nobody was in a position to give us that reliability. Today they are working, tomorrow they may be gone. They may have a COVID situation, they may have a lockdown situation. So it was very uncertain times. I think those were very difficult times. I don't know. One of the biggest surprises also happened to us in that time, where Times gave us this award for She Unlimited
Yes.
during the lockdown. So it was like,
I saw it was amazing, and congratulations.
it was like a huge. Yeah, thank you. It was like kind of, for all the hard work that we put in, it was a very good ending to this lockdown saga. Anyway, that taught us that just sitting back and waiting for the lockdown to get over is not the right attitude. Maybe you have to find a different way to get your business.
You did not disappoint your customer. Like, sooner or later, you did deliver what you promised.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I called each person. So customer care. Sorry, aircraft going.
It reached your place. Oh, wow. These aircrafts. Wow.
Yeah, so customer care for us is very important.
Okay.
So we used to call every customer and say, sorry, I know there's a shortage, I know there's a delay, but we will get this to you. Please bear with us.
So in the same context, like earlier, the e-commerce, startups were lesser. Now we see more trend of startups. I want your view, because you have been like a game changer in logistics. And what is the significance of real logistic or true logistic in running the e-commerce industry, smoothly?
Sure.
So if you can share some.
Yeah, so having done this ShopHealthy.in as an e-commerce business for the last 8 years, I've seen that many customers have also told us this, that you guys are only as good as your logistics partner, because we will find the medicine on your site, but until it reaches us, and it reaches us intact without any damages, on time, until that happens, there is no customer satisfaction, right? So the logistics, the leg of logistics in any e-commerce business is very, very, very important, right? Which is why we realized that last year, and we said we cannot keep depending on other courier partners, and we cannot grow like that. We have to take this in our hands. And so that is why iCarry was born. So now we provide entire range of e-commerce services like pickups, drops, cash on delivery, even if it is SMS notifications, tracking of your orders, even branding customization. So small businesses like the fact that they can upload their logo on the iCarry label. So when the label goes to the customer, it looks very professional with their logo on it and everything. And API access, standard, metrics and dashboards. So everything. We don't nickel and dime our customers. We don't charge them for every feature, every bell and every whistle. We have seen how we have gone through this, right? So we've had to pay for every feature for
Yeah.
growing our own business. We don't do that.
Yeah. So
We'll
you
help
have
you.
a kind of a system for them to run their e-commerce.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even API integrations, we don't charge for all that. We know the pains that small businesses have to go through, and really, logistics cannot be one of them.
Okay.
Again, aircraft. During lockdown, there was no aircraft. We should have done this during that lockdown.
We were not in that state that time. I mean, you were super busy, ma'am. I mean, so my question next is like, you are like amazing mom, you have kids, you have a dog, you have amazing how do you manage everything, like a family expectation, then of course there will be kids education, and how did you manage, and what is your tip to any aspiring women who would like to pursue their entrepreneurship? Just a minute, I think it has reached here. Why today? I mean, this hour.
I know.
I mean, just blessings from the sky for your future. So, what is the one message you would like to, or a tip you would like to give to women for aspiring to be, entrepreneur? Is it something they need to be prepared for, or something they need to, know, or a heads up before starting?
So always, so my biggest tip, even if it is a career in a corporate life or in the entrepreneurship journey, is get over that guilt. That we as women, we always have this guilt of, oh my God, today I did not make a proper 3-course meal, or oh my God, today I did not look over my child's homework, or oh gosh, the kitchen is so dirty today. We cannot keep feeling torn between this and that. We need to be able to manage our time and compartmentalize everything. I feel we always get this we always get torn between home and work, whether it is work from a company or work as an entrepreneur. Go for it. Yeah, I mean, if you are trying to start out now, start out small, just like we did, I think, and see whether it is feasible, whether it is viable. I did not let go of my corporate life or my paycheck until I was confident, that this will work out, that the feasibility, the viability question has been answered. But don't do it where you keep feeling torn every morning, every evening. Figure out your time. So with this lockdown, even I have, like everybody else, I have also faced this constant trauma of no help at home, and being torn between work and home.
Yeah, we are so much dependent on our house help and all, everything is, yeah, so
Yeah, so you figure it out. You get into a new routine. That is all I would say. You figure out the new routine. Maybe you start doing to-do lists, and maybe you delegate a lot of work to your other members of the family.
delegation is something which women need to, they want ownership, they want to do everything themselves and become a superwoman, which is, it is possible. Let's not do it. Let's not get there and have a nice peaceful,
No, in fact, this is a good opportunity for kids to pitch in, for them to learn, for guys to cook.
Yeah, so this is really great. But what happens, Divya, like people coming from your kind of mindset and mine, and the way we are raised, or the kind of dynamics we have in the family, it's quite different than other women out there who are listening to us. So I had few queries, like women coming to me, like they had to shut down few of their aspirations. They had to close their business due to family pressure. Like, that's not priority. You should not be pursuing it. I mean, your first job is to take care of the house and family. Now, abhi to lockdown hai, kya karna hai? Baith jao. So, what is your one piece of advice for them? One sentence, if you want.
If it is, it's kya bolte hain? It's now or never. That is, I would say, because if you suddenly know that this is your calling and this is exactly what you're passionate about, lockdown or no lockdown, it is, you just have to do it, and you have to do it and try it and see whether it works or not, right? Until you try, you will never know, and then you will always regret ke, oh, those were the days, maybe I should have tried it, right? I mean, we've heard our own moms and our own elder relatives talk about, oh, I wish I had done my degree at that time, I would have been a teacher. Try it. What is the worst that will happen? That you will say, it didn't really work. So there's always things you can go back to, whatever else you were doing in the past, right?
I guess 2020 is a year to give it a shot and try, and you can anytime get back to whatever you were anyways doing.
Exactly.
So why not? Divya, one more thing is like we would like to know before lockdown and post lockdown, how your day look like. So any major changes in your
Absolutely major changes, right? I was just telling you how the lockdown made us all come up with new routines.
routine?
See, now the children are also studying from home. Their school
Mm-hmm.
is no longer really outside the house. So parents are also very involved in what they're doing, how they're doing. The children are not very tech savvy to be able to manage all the classes on their own and all of that. So we all have come up with new routines. My day looks crazy with the dog to be walked thrice a day as well. For me personally, I was never a morning person, but now I'm forced to wake up earlier to kind of get these things done out of the way so that I can actually start focusing on work at early morning. But our business, like you were asking, our business has seen good growth. In fact, we are started hiring now in this lockdown period. Also, we realized that we need to hire more people to get more help and to kind of start delegating a lot of these things. We want grow into other areas of online, even for prescription medicines, for example, right? So we want to venture into that as well. So for us, work seems like it has grown, not just housework, but even the business work, right? So we want to focus on our growth as well. So we are hiring, we are looking for new opportunities. We are always looking for great sellers. We are always looking for new clients for iCarry. At home it's always crazy because of the school from home and the work from home. There is no help. So yeah, I mean, it's a new routine for everyone. We are all learning each day.
Yeah. So as you began the conversation, that it was like through word of mouth, your business expanded, and that's what you thought you should do it. So if you can just say a few lines on like the importance of the community for the startup to grow and to expand and excel, because it's good to have a good community around. So anything you can share about?
Absolutely. Yes, nothing can be done in a silo. And, most people say that I'll get all my business by doing great SEOs and Google Baba will give me all the business. It's not always like that. You have to have your own community. You know why? Because in a corporate life, when you have, let's say, a challenge that you're struggling with, you get up, take a cup of coffee with another colleague, right? And you talk it out.
Yeah.
Same thing for entrepreneurship. You need to have people like you who are in the same kind of struggles and going through the same kind of challenges. So having that community of entrepreneurs definitely helps. But one thing I have learned, just being part of that community is not your end goal. You have to be able to be smart enough to manage your time. You can easily get sucked into just socializing in that community or helping others or mentoring or
Important. Very important tip.
and focus on your, not just as a social outing.
Yeah, you should take it as an opportunity to network and grow and learn. So what keeps you going? I mean, what's your life mantra?
All is well.
All is well.
uh,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
I mean, I think for Shop Healthy, seeing happy customers, and for me, like for the entire pura ghar ka saman is what I buy from my own website. I kind of rely on everything for me, for my family, and I'm so happy to see how customers come and tell us, okay, homeopathy actually was a new addition just 1 year ago.
Yeah.
And in the last 1 year, the amount of growth it has seen is, I don't know, it's amazing. So it's just like that keeps us going, where customers come and say, wow, why don't you add this as well? Why don't you add, this, that as well? And how about now we are thinking of getting consulting also. So like people know how to take Ayurveda medicines, for example, like, but they don't know how to take homeopathy. They need a very good doctor to help guide them. And for things like nutrition, we are talking about how to get a nutritionist on board or a homeopath on board or even prescription medicines. So where we see the customers coming back for more, it just keeps us going. And even for iCarrier, where we have enabled the small businesses to be able to actually grow their e-commerce businesses online. Especially now in this COVID time frame, more and more businesses have come online, and they more and more, obviously they will need the couriers. So when we enable them and we see the smiles on their faces where their products, they actually come back and tell me, it's so nice to hear back from customers saying, I was nervous when I booked my shipment. Oh, but when it reached in 2 days, I was so thrilled. So I don't know. I just feel like we've empowered these small businesses to grow,
The
and
feed, what
that keeps us going.
what I see you now while talking, the shine you get in your eyes when you talk about a customer, that's your mantra, and that's what keeps you, on. And I can see the difference, when you
Yeah.
talk about customer feedback. It's amazing. And do you have any, mentor or a guide to which helps you to take better decision, or some group set of people you consult, may not be from the same industry, but you do, hear them out
Yeah.
before making some decisions.
Yeah. Time to time, Nidhi, there are so many who come and go, and I'm a big social animal as well. So I gain energy from talking to people, right? So when I'm talking about something that is bothering me or a key business decision, I look up to different people. I would say I don't have one particular mentor, but I do have many who I look up to. So it could be someone, my past colleague, or it could be someone. Sorry.
Different set
So
of
yeah,
people. Yeah. For like
exactly, for different kind of situations. Exactly, because I know the challenges that they've gone through, so I kind of go to different set of people for different kind of questions.
Agree. And it's not about talking out or something, it's about getting the solution or making better decisions. So it's not about sharing, it's about giving the solution. So it's always correct to have a right set of person when you look up to. So I mean, so though you have a set of
And sometimes just and it is amazing. India, for example, I would say India is full of entrepreneurs. Even the sabzi wala shop across your street, even that guy can give you so much learning that you will probably not get from others. They have probably been in business all their lives, and even their fathers and great grandfathers have been in business, right? So grassroots level, even those kind of people will give you the inspiration.
This reminds me of the new brand was launched. I would not like to mention the brand name. It's an Ayurvedic brand, and it was a huge, like everybody's buying for fad, okay. And then when I went to buy that, I asked that person, okay, like कैसा चल रहा है भैया ये? बोले थोड़ा दिन चलेगा, फिर तो वही जो है वही लोग चलेंगे. बोले I'm like क्यों रख रहे हो? अब इतना ये सस्ता मिल रहा है क्वालिटी में, आप ये क्यों रख रहे हैं? I just asked out of a customer curiosity. बोले नहीं, मैंने कुछ रखा है अभी के लिए, अभी 2 साल में देखना वो कैसा हो जाएगा. I mean, they know so much that, and he predicted right, and it happened. It happened, and I was like, he was normal kirana wala in some Jamnagar.
These guys know, they have been in business, right, all their lives. Entrepreneurship is just a new fancy word, but they have seen this come and go, right? And
abhi chala jayega. He was very confident.
And Nidhi, I have to tell you something. Lately, and even over the last 8 years, we have seen so many e-commerce sites come, right? They've all popped up out of the blue, and many of them have tried to do what we are doing and actually died down. We've seen that happen. It's quite sad, but we feel that people come with a lot of josh, and then they take a lot of funding, and they run out of funds, and then they just have to shut shop. And that is really one big lesson that I would try to tell people who are starting out is, please keep a cap on your operational costs. Do not keep spending, right? For us, the only way we are profitable is because we have a very tight lid on our operational costs. We do not, it's our money, it's our hard-earned money. So, we have to be very careful about how we spend it.
Very important tip, like on operational cost. And I mean, did you ever like think that you will become entrepreneur, or I mean, ever wildest dream in a childhood, or it just happened?
No, really not, because I have come from a family where entrepreneurship has been tried, but not really like flourished. So for me, that is not in my background. But I think, yeah, I mean, my husband is the co-founder, and he's also a tech guy, and we both kind of learned our lessons over the years, and now we know how. So for example, technical work, sometimes many businesses outsource it, and then they see that when the developers move on, the work kind of goes away, the knowledge goes away with them. So these are small lessons that over the years only that people who do it will have learned. So now we try to keep the technical know-how inside, the house kind of a thing. So small lessons. We never really had any plans of becoming. No, to answer your question, it just happened.
Wow, you just went with the calling and the flow. And
Yeah.
so it's like looking like you have like two amazing business running successfully even during lockdown and pandemic. So anything in pipeline in future? I mean,
Future plans, I think mainly we see, like I said, we keep growing. We keep looking for new sellers. For example, on Shop Healthy, we are looking for categories that we don't have, sports nutrition, or even gym equipment. Now people are coming up and diversifying and selling masks and PPE suits and gloves and everything else. Even those infrared thermometers are demand. I carry. So for Shop Healthy, the pipeline is that we want to get into prescription medicines. We want to get into consulting online. We want to provide all these added, services through our platform. And for iCarry, it's partnering with more and more courier partners and reaching out to more and more small and medium-sized businesses to keep adding value to them. As of now, I think in the next few years, this is our plan. Funding, if it comes, great. If not, Shop Healthy has been growing, and we are quite happy with how it has been going. Yeah.
So any last message? Like, I mean,
Sure. I think my biggest message is these moms who are listening. If you are looking for, starting out on your own, you will never know the hardships until you yourself are an entrepreneur, right? Today, customer behavior after lockdown is again going back to the old ways where they go and first, for whatever they want to buy, they first go and look at Amazon or Flipkart.
yeah.
And here we are, completely 100% made in India, made for India, with a mission to serve our Indian, people. So I think the only message I have is, guys, let's support each other. Let's buy from each other before we look at, companies coming from abroad, or, because even people like us are getting affected by capital dumping from abroad, right? So we don't have the infinite budgets like Amazon to do marketing. But we would really appreciate where people in India support the Indian companies, the homegrown companies first. We are no different, right? We are giving you the same discounts, the same service, in fact, better customer service, whether it's iCarry or Shop Healthy. So whenever you are starting out, look at your friends, talk to each other, and support each other before you jump to, imported brands.
That's brilliant message. Vocal for local.
Absolutely.
And I really second that. And thank you so much, Divya, for amazing tips. And I'm sure a lot of women and moms and even aspiring entrepreneurs who are watching this would have got amazing tips from you. And I will be sharing your LinkedIn handle, your contact emails and everything. So anybody would like to reach out to you, and also your iCarry.in and shophealthy.in handle social media, so that they can see the website, they can feel, they can see how you work. And personally, when I saw it, and I felt it very transparent. So which was like something for me, it's very important to be, being transparent. So I really watch for that, and hoping for many more businesses and scaling your stuff and the way you want to excel. And all the best from Momspace and Hope Proud.
Thank you, Nidhi. Pleasure being here, and thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.